Everyone. So it's your girl Lillie May. I sound a lot better. Been dealing with a lot. I posted on my personal page today that I will be undergoing a surgical procedure very soon because I have what's called cysts on my vocal folds. And because of having those cysts on my vocal folds, I will need to undergo a surgical procedure to get those removed, which is gonna cause me to not be able to talk for 7 days, and then I'll only be out of work a week. But for those of you who know me, know that I'm in secondary education, so for 6 weeks I will not really be able to talk or provide instruction. I'll be able to talk, but it'll be more of a talk like this. So needless to say, I want to make sure that I provide you with some background information on MBG, and I'm sorry about that. I meant to turn my phone off. So just to give you a little bit of information about MBG. So initially, MBG is a platform that serves to motivate and inspire. Now, when we talk about motivation and inspiration, I'm not saying that we're here to, hype you up because we want you to do something out of the ordinary. Our motivation and inspiration is to charge you to learn to become educated, to practice early intervention and practice self-help, and to practice interpersonal communication. Interpersonal communication is that communication that you have amongst individuals, that you have and with your family members, that you have with your friends, that you have with your colleagues. So a part of the Motivational Brown Girl platform is to enhance the quality of interpersonal and intercultural communication amongst young adults and the youth of today. We're in a tech talk world. We're into the LOLs and the SMHs and the LMAOs and things. And we felt, Amber and I'm going to get up and walk for a minute because I'm making some brownies. So I'm going to be kind of personal with you. But Amber J and I felt the need to come up with a platform where not only could we talk about the issues, but we could also educate and inform. So I don't want you guys to feel like Motivational Brown Girls is just another activist platform, or that we're another group that's going to be protesting Black Lives Matters, because the reality is we're here to educate. We're here to educate people so that we will not keep having the shootings in the street, and that we can educate people on their rights so that they know what they can and cannot do when they're, in the face of law enforcement and things of that nature. So, that's something that is very important. I'm sorry, I just blocked my camera. It's very important. It's very near and dear to me. And I feel the need for you guys to understand that we need you to support the Motivational Brown Girl platform. Like, we need that. We need you to understand that all we need from you is we need you to participate in our live forums. You see us on the radio. We need you to participate in those things, because at the rate that we're going, we need you to understand that we are here for you. We want to help you. We want to provide a service to you. We want to do things that you really don't see many social activist groups doing. And that's why I keep saying that we're not an activist group. We are a forum for information and education. And when we educate, our emphasis is on culture and communication. So just to give you a little bit about MBG, we were founded this year. We were developed this year. We, are undergoing an extensive strategic planning process. So what that means is that Motivational Brown Girls, we have a common agenda with a lot of entities. However, we we're continuously communicating with people, because one of our major goals is that we want to eradicate broken families and communities. We want to do that. So the MBG mission is to inspire and motivate individuals to act. To inspire and motivate individuals to act. And when we're saying we want you to act, we want you to act in decency and in order. In decency and in order. And the way we're going to try to, talk to you about acting in decency and in order is we're going to work very, 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 very hard to teach you about, an array of things. So, generally on Sundays, we do the forums, and we haven't been doing the forums because what we're trying to figure out is we're trying to figure out exactly where we want to go as it relates to you guys. We need you guys to tell us what you want to talk about. What do you long for knowledge about? What do you long to know? So with that being stated, I'm going to give you a little bit about my background so you'll know who I am and why we're doing this MBG thing and kind of where we're going with it. So first thing first, I'm a native of Danville, Virginia. I'm the youngest of 2 children. I have an older brother. He's 5 years older than me. I have a Bachelor's of Science in Criminal Justice, a Master's of Science in Criminal Justice and Administration, a Master's of Arts in Human Services Counseling with an emphasis on marriage and family, hence eradicating broken families and communities. I have a Master's in Education in Teaching and Learning with the emphasis in Student Services, which brings me to my career now. I am an exceptional educator in secondary education. Now, you're probably saying, what is exceptional education? Exceptional education is now what used to be called special education. However, in exceptional education, we cover the umbrella of intellectual disabilities, emotional disabilities, specific learning disabilities, gifted students and autistic students, developmental disabilities, visual impairments, speech and language impairments. It's just such a wide array. But to bring it back to Motivational Brown Girls, that brings me back to our mission. Our mission is to provide motivational support and practical solutions for young to middle-aged adults in the 21st century. We're going to do this through topical discussion, education, information, self-help, and resource mapping. So the whole thing is we need you guys to step up and say, hey, these ladies are on to something and we're ready to help them. So we believe in the ethics of life. Pray, speak, spend, write, quit, then die. So you need to believe, listen, earn, think, try, and live. Those are our principles. First, do no harm. Respect one another. Refrain from the use of profanity against one another. If you put out a shit, a hell, or a damn and you're passionate about your topic, that's fine. But I need you to refrain. Refrain from cursing your brother or sister. Okay? Refrain from using the N-word. And I'm going to get to that later, but we got to refrain from using the N-word because we're degrading one another. Okay. So just to tell you a little bit about where we are. We're still in the strategic planning phase. We're always working. We're always working for you guys. We're watching the news. We're in the community. We are building the Motivational Brown Girl brand. So you can always email us. You can reach us on 2 emails. We have 2 emails because Amber J and myself, we want to communicate with you guys. You can reach out to Amber J at mbg0716@hotmail.com. You can reach out to yours truly, Lillie Mae, at Motivational Brown Girls with a Z, with a Y and a Z, mbg@gmail.com. We need to hear from you. Follow us on Twitter. We're on Twitter at mbg_0716. We have our Facebook group, which is Motivational Brown Girls Official Group. We have the Facebook page, Motivational Brown Girls. We have a friend page, which is MBG page. We're on Skype at MBG Inspiration. We have a plethora of avenues for you to follow us. We do have an Instagram, and you can definitely follow us at motivational_brown_girls. And you can kind of follow us and see some of the things that we're doing. We also have a YouTube channel. And on the YouTube channel, we generally try to put things up there so you can kind of see what's going on with us and the things that we're doing. But I want to bring it back to more about the Motivational Brown Girls platform and how we're working to build a culture of honor and humility amongst people. So when we launch our show, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that later, but not now, but just know that there's a big launch coming, and we definitely want you to be a part of that. But we're going to talk about a lot of topics. We're going to talk about relationships. We're going to be talking about government and politics. We're going to be educating you on social issues. We're going to be educating you on health and wellness. We're going to be educating you on marriage and family. So let me just go back and break it down. As it relates to relationships, we're going to be talking about the tools, the keys, the practical solutions to healthy relationships, interracial dating, online dating, the friend zone. We even have a segment catered to men. Yeah, men. We want you. We want you to understand that we embrace you. We want to be there for you. So we need you to understand those things. So we have a segment for men. So then when it comes to government and politics, we're going to do Government 101. We're going to teach you about the 3 branches of government, not just the names, because you may know that there's a legislative, executive, and judicial branch. But do you know what each branch is responsible for? Do you understand the process of checks and balances? We're going to talk about those things. We're going to talk to you about how a bill becomes a law. We're going to talk to you about the history of the bipartisan system, terrorism, domestic and international terrorism. We're going to talk about the big brother in the sky, invasion of privacy, the Patriot Act. You're not hearing about the Patriot Act now, are you? Because the Patriot Act was emulated and implemented to get our minds off of what was really going on with 9/11. We're going to talk about the Bill of Rights and which one applies to you. Then we're going to bring it down to social issues. So with social issues, we're going to cover Black Lives Matters. We're brown girls. We're African Americans. We're minorities. Like Donald Trump said last night, we live in the inner cities and we live in poverty. All of us, so he thinks. So we're going to talk about Black Lives Matters. We're going to talk about law enforcement. We're going to talk about law enforcement from the eyes of my 50, my co-host Amber J, because she works in law enforcement. She was once a part of law enforcement. However, now she's on the administrative side. So we're going to address law enforcement. We're going to talk about leaving no child behind. We're going to talk about no child left behind. We're going to talk about standards of learning. Of course, yeah, I'm bound by standards of learning. I'm an educator. But we're going to talk a little bit more about it. We're going to talk about hate crimes, the public discipline of children. We need to discipline our children. We need to discipline our children. We're going to talk about health and wellness. Now, when we talk about health and wellness, we're going to cover 4 factors: physical health, mental health, financial health, and spiritual health. You need to understand your eating, your self-care, your mental health, your financial health, your life planning, your spiritual and religious connections. All of those things factor into health and wellness. I need you to understand this. I need you to understand how important it is. But then we're going to talk about marriage and family. And when we talk about marriage and family, we're going to talk about common law marriage. We're going to talk about the perks of marriage. Because I need y'all to understand something. I need you people out there shacking up to understand this. If he or she dies, you do not get that person's Social Security. If you're their beneficiary, you might get their life insurance monies. But if you don't go to the court and file that petition so that you can be made the administrator or executive of their estate, you're not the next of kin. So if you out there shacking up with somebody, then you need to get a reality check. And if you're not getting the ring, then they need to get to stepping. Because I don't care what kind of arrangement you have, there is a next of kin statute in every state law. And when someone passes away, I don't care if you live with them for 100 years, you're not married to them if you're not in a common law state. But I'm not going to get into it. We're going to save that for our forums. We're going to talk about the efficiency in wedding planning. We're going to talk about whether it's truly important or not for in-laws to get along. You know, I remember my mother saying, she said, when she married my dad, she said she made the statement, I'm marrying you, not your family. So, you know, we're going to talk a little bit more about that. We're going to talk about the types of separation and divorce laws. We're going to talk about parenting styles, child support 101. This is for my men. Men, you need to understand. You may see the name Motivational Brown Girls and you might not support us, but you need to understand that Motivational Brown Girls has your back. Single fathers, we have your back. We work hard to understand and advocate for you guys, but we need you guys to support us so we know that you understand that we have your back. But once again, I'm going to save that for the launch of, can't tell you the name of the show, but Motivational Brown Girl show that's forthcoming. But let me get back to where we are. We're going to talk about 21st century familial definitions. 21st century familial definitions. See, I'm pretty sure you're not really aware of what 21st century familial definitions are. But I will let you know. There's a blended family. There's the nuclear family. You have that blended family that may consist of that shacking up situation. And we're going to talk a little bit about that later. But you have grandparents raising their children. You have neighbors raising people's children. I need you to understand that when you're making forms and you're planning events and you're talking about people and their families, you need to understand that everybody's family does not look like yours. I need you to understand everybody's family does not look like yours. I need you to get that, people. I need you to get it. I need you to understand that when we say, you know, we want your support, MBG wants your support, I need you to understand that we're asking for your support simply because we're passionate about what we're doing, okay? We're passionate about what we're doing. We're passionate about the fact that our communities are broken and need to be healed. We begin with education. Motivational Brown Girls begins with education, okay? So let me tell you, what happened was that Amber J and I envisioned a platform that would first inform you guys of what's really going on inside the system, because we're on the inside. So that was the first thing. Secondly, we said, okay, we can inform them, but if we don't educate them on the terminology, the systemology, and the policy and procedure, they're not going to understand what's going on. So with that being stated, the second component of Motivational Brown Girls is to educate. Okay? Knowledge is power. Like my 50 said, knowledge is power. So finally, Motivational Brown Girls inspire. We want you to come activists, not talkers, doers, activists, catalysts, agents of change for social justice and building community capacity. So, why should you support Motivational Brown Girls? Why? We're two brown girls whose purpose in life is to bridge the gap between private, public, political, and governmental institutions and young people with aspirations. You're only as young as you feel. So we work to educate and inform the people. You know, yesterday Amber J and I decided that our true belief is that talk without action is null and void. Just like in the word, faith without works is dead. So yeah, talk without action is null and void. You know, I think about the song, I Believe the Children Are Our Future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. So, first, I believe. Inspiration. The children are our future. Teach them well. Inform and educate. Let them lead the way. Activists. Why support Motivational Brown Girls? We work to educate and inform you guys, to build self-sufficiency, to increase communication and healthy communication. But furthermore, we want to provide you with access to resources that you need. That's from the heart. So if you wanted to know who Motivational Brown Girls is, if you long to know who Motivational Brown Girls is, email us, mbg0716@hotmail.com, motivationalbrowngirlsmbg@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter at mbg_0716. Follow us on Instagram at motivational_brown_girls with the Y and the Z. Like our Facebook page, add Motivational Brown Girls on Facebook. Watch our YouTube channel, Motivational Brown Girls. Look, guys, this thing is real. We need you to understand that we're in this thing together. It's not a black or white thing. It's a people thing. And what I need you to get is that no matter what you're thinking, no matter what you're saying, no matter what your malfunction may be, I need you to know that I love you. We love you. And our communities are suffering from truancy, poor literacy, high dropout rates, high rates of teen pregnancy, extremely high violent crime rates, and skyrocketing mental health rates, which attribute to alcohol and substance abuse. I need you guys to get it. I need you guys to get it. I need you guys to understand that we're here because we want to be here. We don't get paid for this. We're here because we want to be here. I don't know. All I can say is Motivational Brown Girls speaks, but we listen first. We speak, but we listen first. Amber J and I believe talk without action is null and void. My favorite phrase, boom, hands down. Good night.